Hello, I am Alex from Hyper on Experience, and I'm also Easy Rollers, and I'm going to take you through my remix of I Am Evil by Messiah. I'm also going to drink whiskey because I am a whiskey drinker. So Messiah have got a box set out with Night Force Records. Now the track I Am Evil was quite hard to do because there wasn't a lot there for me. So let me just take you through. This is the original track. Let me take you through the original track and what I hear when I hear this. So you've got like a sex grunt as well as a sort of vocal that's played in a simple pattern but looped. Let's go over here. So there's a programmed beat with a little bit of funky drummer thinned out underneath, and then a sort of 808 sound that is distorted or something.
I shall be the supreme being.
And then you've got some sort of film vocal. Blooming thing doesn't work. Let's go over here. What else do we have? So that's like a monk chant, and that's about it. If I zoom out on here, the tune doesn't do an awful lot, and just has it stops and starts with the vocals.
I am evil. Evil existed long before good.
So that is quite a simplistic tune, very typical of what was happening in the late 80s. Early 90s, and so I thought, well, what do I do? Because there's no way I could just take that tempo, take those ideas of like, it just wouldn't work nowadays. It's all about smashing tunes that work really, and ultimately when someone asks me to do a remix, they don't want me to interpret it in some way which is artistically has an artistic merit. They need something that they can sell to help promote the project that they're doing. So I can't just do anything. It needs to be I used to take that and make it into something that people will play. I would play. So there we go. So I've got like this chanted monk chant. I've got the film vocals, the sex grunt, and the little vocal that I played in the pattern and looped. So that's all I had. What I'm going to do is, what you're looking at here is my arrangement. This is the intro. This is the first drop. This is the bridge to the second drop. This is the second drop to the outro. So that's what I've done. And I'm going to go for that. I might as well just start it up and see what we've got. And you'll hear those sounds in this intro. Oh, I will just stop because there is something else that turned up. Now, to get these samples, I've mentioned this before, but I don't get given all these lovely samples that they used in the tune. I basically get given the tune and I have to rip the samples out of there, and they go back to the original sources to find the samples. So I use like AI online stem separation tools. Actually, a company called Lalal, Lallal, and the thing about Lalal is that it's not 100% brilliant. And let's just go through these samples as I'm chatting, mate. And what I found is, now these samples came from the original tune, but they were in there. But the way that the AI software works is, it works better if you take the area that you want, but give it some trim outside of there, so it's got something to work with before that happens. And sometimes I'll just loop the sample so that the AI software can get to know the software as it goes along. But if you glitch it, or no, if you trim it so it's just a sample and it's got no time to build up, it'll glitch out a little bit. So these samples were a consequence of the AI software not having enough data to work with. And I got this out of it. So this, although this sound isn't in the tune, it came out of the AI software. And I just made it. Anyway, so let's carry on with that. Let me stop there. So you can see what I've done. I've taken their ideas and I've done some sort of spooky mixable intro. Not much to write home about here, but let's have a look at what's going on here with this sound here. Nothing. Nice. I like that gating and this one. And that's just going through some delay effects. Not much to that, but I do like it. I do like what I did there. So let's go to the bassline drop and have some whiskey. So let's look at what I've done here. So bass thump. Logic has this way of making stack tracks, so you can just get away with that and that will just work. So there's actually two things here. I can collapse that and bring it back, but there's two instruments here. Let's go to the first one, which is the 808. Any envelope, nothing, filter cut, no. So that's just that, and I've laid it with this sound. Blast 808, what's going on here? We've got a high pass, creamy, like me. And we've got some pitch modulation, which is envelope 3 going to pitch. Envelope 3 is this one here. Attack of, you can see what's going on. It's got a bit of attack, bit of a curve, and that is describing the pitch. 300 cents coming in towards the correct pitch. Let's just have a listen to that actually. I'm going to bring that back to 0. So what it is about pitch is it'll add a little bit of kick to the start of something. I might be able to show you that more with the original 808. I do this a lot. God, what do we do? Oh God. Let's try envelope 3 pitch. Let's turn this on. I've probably tried it. It looks like I've tried it. Turn this off. Back on. So you can see that violent pitch envelope is adding a little bit of like kick to the 808. I didn't use it there. I chose to layer it with this blast sound. That just gives you two sounds. Those two sounds together, again, once they'll work together. I'll drop it in with the beat. The idea being that an 808 cuts underneath a drum, but with that layer, it'll cut through with it. So I'm making the bass line a focus of the tune. Take out the blast sound. It's more sort of warehousey, which is kind of what I'm going for. You heard the drums there, which, the keen-eared amongst you might think, it's got a little bit of that faux-tech. There's a little bit of that faux-tech element to it, which is kind of what I was going for. Because I was going for this, like, all I had was those samples and that, in particular, the sort of monk choir chant thing. It was going to have to be dark in some way. So that's what I went for. I went for this darker sound. I should go through the drums, but I know they're just going to be tedious. But let's go through. Let's get through this as quick as we can. Right, what have we got? Well, the first thing is a stepper kick. Let's listen to that. Anything happen there? Bit of smack attack. What's that doing? Punching. Just kicking in. Now there's quite a few snares there. This one's called snare reverb. I'm going to guess it sounds like reverb. That's the snare reverb. What's the next one? Oh, this is the compressed one. So, I do this a lot. This is one snare. But I've got the straight snare, the snare with compression and the snare with reverb. Now, obviously, I could take the straight snare and I could use the compressor in mix mode to have, that would save me another track, and then I could send to reverb, which would send me another track. But I like doing this, and I sometimes, this compressor will be being ducked by Audio 47, whatever that is. So I do like to have insane amount of control. I can collapse this down into just snare so it saves on the screen, but I do like this amount of control. It's my preference to do it that way. What's this? Layer. Okay, lovely drum and bass snare. What's this? Lovely. So a distorted. Is this actually got the distortion on? No, that's obviously I've BIP, boom, BIP means bounce in place. So I've made this sample, bounced it in place. God, there's so much drums here. What's this one? More part of the kick, so that's obviously an upper mid-range, or rather mid-range kick cut through. What's this bit? Solid. So we've got solid, we've got kick. What else is this? This is boom. What's this one? Do you know what? I think I've gone too far, and there's not all of that there. Look, that's amazing. I think I've gone too far. What else have we got? There's a hi-hat here. What's that called? Nice. What's this? That's interesting. Crispy limit. Obviously that's been bounced. What's this? Lynn Collins, lovely. Cheeky bit of think. It's a good sound. Nice. And this one? Well, I'm not short of snares, am I? And what's this one? Interesting, sort of out of phase percussion, adding stereo width. Let's turn that on and off. Good. So you can see what I've done here. I mean, I haven't. Let's carry on with this. Oh, check this out. Woohoo! I have mentioned this before, but I put a little in every remix that I do. I put a little bit of an old Hyperon Experience tune, and this is the intro. This owl was used in the intro to A Threshold of Sanity, which is an old Hyperon tune from pre-94. So, what's happening now? Let's carry on. All right, I'll stop there. So you can see what I've done. I've got those sounds, and I've made a spooky intro out of that sounds. I made a drop out of the bass line with the spooky sounds, and then we've gone into the beats with the big fat bass and the spooky sounds. So I've really stretched that out now over 49 bars, and now I bring in the film vocals. That boom cha beat, lovely.
And all power. I am evil. I shall be the supreme being.
I mean, I don't know what to say about this. Let's have a look. I know I smashed it. Now, Devil Lock. This is the processing on that film vocal, on those film vocals. Let's just go for it. So the reason I use this Devil Lock is that it's called an audio level destroyer. It's not the right tool all the time, but when you think, I've got this vocal, I don't know what to do, I know that I want it just super up front, I just put this on and it kind of just works. I've experimented with Alter Boy. Let's have a look at that. Now, Alter Boy is the toy I use to pitch stuff down.
I am evil.
So I think now I'm sort of remembering that the reason that I didn't use this is that I felt that when it was pitched down, it wasn't cutting through enough, and so I left it at the original pitch. I wonder if we can hear that now. Yeah, I can hear it.
I am evil.
I'm losing that I. Whereas like that, it jumps through. Ignore that. BX console. This is quite good. What am I doing there? Average EQ. I don't use any of this stuff. I just use this section here. Empirical low. So I'm adding more compression. That's a lot of compression.
I am evil.
Let's turn that off.
I shall be the supreme being.
That sounds better with that off, you know. More EQ, what's that doing? I want more mid-range, because everybody loves mid-range. What's that? I don't know if everybody does, but I do. Soothe, what's that doing? So we can actually listen to what it's actually doing. I didn't like that. I didn't like the shrieky eye. Okay, let's turn this off with this button here.
I am evil.
I didn't like that, no?
I shall be the supreme being.
You know what it is? It's like when you're mixing down a tune or you're working on a tune for a long period, some things think, oh, I don't like the sound of that, and you just think, I'll get rid of that. That's probably that. It softens that that sort of 4K-ness. Turn this off.
I shall be the supreme being.
See how that's present and sort of shouting, it shouts into your mind that. So I got rid of that. That's what that's doing. Space Designer. Now, I have been using this a lot, actually, recently. I've really got into it. If you want a creative reverb, I find this one is a good place to start. Let's just solo this and see what this reverb's doing. Let's listen to just the reverb, shall we?
I am evil.
I mean, obviously you can hear the delay. Let's turn that off.
I am evil.
So it's called Highwood's Natural. What I hear is there is a bias towards the mid-range and upper mid-range. There is a phase difference called in a pseudo stereo effect, and this working together with the original sound will make the sound jump up outside of anything mono. So let's just go back to how it was, and I'll muck around with this.
I am evil.
Let's turn this off now, or took the wet to 0.
I shall be the supreme being.
And compare it to how it was.
I am evil.
I'll bring that up so you can hear it now. Interesting.
I shall be the supreme being.
So that's allowing the sample to jump out. The reason I didn't use it that wet is because I know if it goes to mono, it's going to sound shocking. And then there's a noise gate. This is obviously gating the sound. Oh, this is making the reverb gate. Lovely. Let's try that. Oh yeah, let's turn this off.
I am evil. I shall be the supreme being. I am evil.
So that gating, that just goes sound off. It grabs your attention when things change in amplitude quickly. Sound off like that. That's what that's doing. It's still working okay for me.
I am evil.
I've done that wrong. Have I turned this off?
I shall be the supreme being.
Lovely. Oh, one more thing here. This dark pad. Did I bounce it in place? No, it's my sampler. I made this sound on my synthesizers. Where is it? Come on. It's this sound. Oh my God, the reverb's disgusting. We've got some filters doing stuff. Come on. What's going on? Go on. So we've got... That's mad. Can we get rid of this zone thing? If I turn that off, does it go away? Go that. So where's my modulators? LFO1. So there is a fade in here. Fade 1.7 seconds. Fade in on a quarter note. If you don't know what this is, you I don't know. Envelope 2 to filter cut off. So there's a lot going on here. Oh, so it's filtering down to allow the LFO to filter up. There's quite a lot going on. LFO1 to LFO filter off. It's inverted because I want it going up, and obviously this is a ramp down. I know invert it to ramp up. You can see this is the invert bit. Interesting. I like that. I like that a lot. Should we turn all that off and see what it actually sounds like? Let's find out if I do this. What a sound. That was made on a Verbos complex oscillator going through a plasma drive. I missed that. Anyway, put all that back on. That's a lovely sound.
I'm all powerful.
Into the second drop.
No one created me. I am evil.
So the bass line switches to a sub bass, actually my Juno. I think you think about what I had to work with, a few sounds. I thought, well, all I can do really is just hammer the drum and bass. So that's what I did. So I switched from the 808 to my Juno. This is the Juno I've had since 1990. I bought second hand for £75. It is a Juno 6, not a 60 or a 106. So I had to put a MIDI kit on. And you can, the keen ear, you'll hear that hiss in the background. My Juno is dirty. It is very dirty. Is there any more drums in here? Ah, here another snare turns up. Lovely. And this drum as well. Oh, oh my gosh. I tell you what, there's a couple of things. Obviously the what is this called? Decapitator. But I tell you what I do like is this AMEC mastering compressor. I mean, it's for mastering, but don't know that it'd stop you. There's a couple of things about this that are very, very good. It's a little bit complicated to explain what it does because it's kind of a little bit non-linear. Oh, really? What am I doing? I'm rambling. That whiskey's kicked in. Now I don't know what I'm doing. It's really good. The timing, so there's no attack and release, but the timing is the attack and release. However, it has a faster release, which you can mix in along with release hysteresis, which is blending the release from this timing with the fast release. Madness, I know. Also, I have found that the sidechain is the most powerful sidechain I've come across. If you want the compression to work, but you want the top end to be compressed more, just shoveling a load of top end EQ into the sidechain is a miracle worker. And then it has mix here, and you've got output controls. It is very good. The peak limiter I have found doesn't work for me, but you know, hey ho. And it's got a mono maker and a stereo mix enhancer. It is very, very good, this. I do like this. I have been using this on vocals a lot, actually, recently. It's very good. I recommend it. It comes with the Alex Banks thumbs up. I mean, we should have a look at what's going on with the processing on the drums, but I'm afraid to, because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I mean, this is the drum bus, baptized Amon. Oh, that's baptized by Dub Amon. I use that? Oh, that's weird. There's no aim in it. Anyway, whatever. Carry on. Lovely. So the original tune, if you can cast your mind back, had bleeps in it. This is my homage to that. But this is my Juno, which I took a picture of and made it my icon. That's my actual Juno, as dirty as it is. Press that. Let's go for that because I did something really sexy with this. It's this Waves Pugchild, which is amazing compressor. It's the right compressor sort of 10 to 15% of the time. It's not very good as a general all-round compressor. But if you smash the pants off it with simple material which is more present in the mid-range rather than low-end and top-end, it works quite well. So there's nothing polite about that. I mean, this thing usually starts about here. And you see how turn this off actually. Sort of thin sounding, yeah. So good when it works. It's like, oh my god, that's amazing. And this CLA Echosphere, which was actually a free giveaway. It's quite good. Oh, it's quite good. bypass. What I like about it is that it's got a little bit of shit about it. It's like, it's not brilliant. Hasn't got that unbelievable detail that you get from something that costs loads of money. It's just, you know, it's like it's a slap delay with a short reverb. It's just a little bit dirty. I like it. That's really good. So those two things with a Juno beep. So I sampled my Juno. Pretty much if I need a sound like a bleep or a sub, I'll make it and sample it. It's just a bit more fun. And plus you get to choose at the start what the sound is like as you go along in your tune, rather than thinking, oh, I've just got a stock sub. Is it the right one for my tune? Oh, this lovely bridge. So, I mean, when I make these tunes, what I do is I sit down and I just write loads and loads of parts, and I try and make them go together. And so these two bridges you're about to hear are just parts that I wrote. So don't forget what we've done is we've got intro to bass line drop to bass and steppy beats to bridge with vocal to just drum and bass thundering along to this part.
I am evil.
Back to the drop. That just mixes out. I mean, I will be honest with you, I found this quite hard to do. Because if we now go back to that original, listen to this original tune again. I mean, there's a lot of repetition in what they did, and it's very good. I mean, I did go to a lot of clubs back in that time, in those sort of dark, sort of cavernous warehouses in London where you'd hear these tunes. But that's no longer with us. So doing this remix was really, 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 really hard, and I had to really dig deep to get it done because I had to really, really make a new tune from scratch, which echoes what they did. And and for the best of my abilities wasn't shit. So that was basically meant a sort of stripped back drum and bass with my this bit here, which is all my creative part of making music. I feel the melodies and the stuff. So there we go. Hopefully I can just stop that there. Can I? What's this bit here? So what's this? It's that owl from Threshold of Sanity. Lovely. Crash cymbal on the end because that's how you finish tunes and that's how you finish videos. I've done it. So this will be out on Night Force Records. If you've managed to get this far into my videos, please stop and say hi, and y'all take care now.